Hey friend, my name is Nicole. I turned 35 this year, and I think I know for about 7, maybe 8 years now that I'm a highly sensitive person. When I found out about it, so many things about myself suddenly made sense. And realizing that I wasn't alone with this was also such a wonderful gift. Lately, I was wondering how my life might have been different if I had already known this about myself at the beginning of my 20s. Maybe you're in your 20s right now and these thoughts will be inspiring to you. Or you already passed those years like me, but would like to reflect on it as well, then this video is for you. Let's start with the most important thing that I wish I knew at the beginning of my 20s. I started studying at the art academy and I was getting closer to the real adult life with a job. And I wish I knew back then that I was highly sensitive. I think I found out about it when I was 26 or 27 and I had already become a mother. During my years at the art academy, I was in full enjoy mode. I was finally living together with the man I love after having had a distance relationship for many years, and I got to explore all kinds of arts and craftsmanships which I couldn't get enough of. I also deliberately chose a study direction where I did not have to choose only one skill to practice mastery in. I wanted to keep doing it all, so I did cross-media design. There I could still be free in the medium I chose and learned a lot about digital arts. Had I known that I was highly sensitive and how that could influence my career path after the studies, maybe I would have made different choices. But I'm glad I didn't. I loved the studies, the way that I chose to go through them, but I might have spent my free time a bit differently. The second thing that I wish I knew, or I wish I realized, is that I have been putting off something very important for too long, which was really thinking about how I'm going to earn money when the studies are over. I guess that topic felt scary to me, or I thought it would all fall into place by itself, I don't know. Whatever it was, I kept postponing it for as long as possible, which led me into this big hole of uncertainty once the study was over, and I felt I should do probably what most of my study classmates were doing as well, applying for a job at an advertising agency, which leads me to the third thing that I wish I knew. I wish I knew that I wasn't made for a 9-to-5 job behind a desk and a screen. I thought if so many people can do it, I should be able to do this as well, right? But it was draining me so much. I was so sincerely shocked by the experience and the realization that this is normal for so many people to work like that 5 days a week. And I found it so hard, so horrible, that I just could not understand how this is possible for so many people if it feels like this to me. Am I so different, or did they all find a way to cope with it? And I should do that too. Clench my teeth and just go for it. But I couldn't. I got so many migraines, I felt so unhappy, and I left the job after a year. If I had known earlier that I was highly sensitive and that because of that I needed to find myself, or maybe even better, create myself a job that does fit my energy level and doesn't overstimulate or drain me that much, maybe I would have created a plan for myself earlier. I feel a bit like I wasted time in my 20s, but maybe that's not true. I learned so much, and in your 20s you have to adjust so much to a new life. There is so much going on in those years, going from living at your parents' house to go live by yourself or with your partner or in a house full of students. I dreamt about getting married, having kids, having a dog, and just enjoy the studying of arts as much as I could. And I did that, all of that, which leads me to my last point for today. I wish I knew that becoming a mother as a highly sensitive person can be extra challenging. Well, maybe it's better that I didn't know that, because I would not want that to have influenced my decision on having children. But I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't have changed a thing, because I wanted to have children so badly. I liked the idea of raising my own kids so much, I guess nothing would have stopped me. And I'm so happy that my 2 boys are enriching my life right now, even though I find raising them more challenging than I expected. So here we have the end result. My very first time painting with my earth pigments on a wooden board. I wanted to try it because I'm very curious to see what are the possibilities of creating art in the most natural way. And it works and it looks nice, but it's not exactly my vibe. It definitely looks different than, it looks different than work on linen, or this is cotton, I think. And this is on paper. And yeah, I like these more. I cannot exactly describe what it is, because when you see it, you might think, well, this is kind of similar. But somehow, I don't know, I like the paper and the fabric better, I think. Well, learned something new. You know, they say that when you are pregnant, your senses are heightened to keep you and the baby protected from possible dangers. So you become more sensitive to smell, but maybe also sound, sight, taste, feel. And this definitely happened, but even more, I feel that this did not disappear after giving birth. I feel that I've become even more highly sensitive after becoming a mother. I'm more sensitive to noise, bright lights, and definitely smells. The best example is that when I was pregnant with my first son during autumn, I felt very nauseous. Autumn, with all the wet leaves and moist ground outside, had such a strong smell to me. And then years after giving birth to my son, I would still get nauseous in autumn when smelling those same scents again. There is one more thing I want to say. I think I should have prioritized self-care earlier in my life. I might have felt less anxious and overwhelmed in the turbulent time of my 20s when I had built habits like yoga, meditation, journaling, or listening to positive affirmations. When I look back now, I also realized that I was pretty dependent on people from the outside, my teachers in particular, at school and during my studies, to give me compliments about my work and tell me what I'm really good at. When the studies were over, there was no one anymore that would just see and mention my qualities. On the contrary, I felt like I had to fight and convince people of my qualities when I applied for a job, or I have to convince people of the quality of my work on social media. And I realized that I feel insecure about it when there's no one from the outside telling me that what I'm doing is good and worthy. And it is so important that you can give that to yourself, you know. And I'm working on it right now to get better at this, to become more confident myself. And what really helps me is listening to positive affirmations again and again until my subconscious mind truly believes them. I find that this is such a beautiful and gentle way to do something powerful for yourself. I created 2 meditations myself. One is specifically tailored to artist mothers, and the other one is for artists in general to grow their confidence and self-worth. If you think they could help you as well, I warmly invite you to join my member space, The Slow Circle. If that's not for you right now, I hope my next video will be inspiring to you as well. See you there, my friend. Bye-bye.
Hello? Hallo? Wat zijn we aan het doen?